All right, we'd like to welcome everyone to the Health Committee meeting, the first one of two today. For February 28th, we will be having another one this afternoon in room 200 at 3 p.m. Today, we have two bills on the calendar. HB 158. Before I jump, let's do the roll call. How about that? We do have three people that are out there at other committees handling their bills, Representative Rigsby, Shiree, and DuBose, but they'll be coming in shortly.
Representative Lee?
Here.
Representative Lipscomb? Here. Representative Hall? Here. Representative Sorrells? Here. Representative Mooney? Representative Warren? Here. Representative Marcus? Here. Representative Gray? Representative Rafferty? Representative Paramore? Here. Representative Rigsby? Representative Holt Jones? Representative DuBose? Representative Shiree? Representative Brinyark?
Yes.
You have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. We do have two bills on the calendar today. Representative Colvin's HB 158 will be carried over, so we will not be addressing that today. And Representative Crawford, you're handling the Senate Bill 23. Would you come forward, please?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and members of the committee. I'm carrying this for Jack Williams. This bill, of course, has passed the Senate, and it deals with the SB 23 with cultivated meats, lab-grown meats, and this bill prohibits the manufacturing of this, sale of this, and storage of this. It was unanimous in the Senate. The concerns is twofold about this process is the process and the health of this process, and then that lab grown protein or whatever you want to call it, we're not sure all the long-term problems with that, and it does compete with our farming industry. It started out, I think, maybe a beef, and now they're looking at dairy, poultry, and several other things. So I just think our folks need to have the best things that God put on this earth, and we should stick to that. And there is an amendment that I could explain now, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
When we were looking at this, we were contacted by NASA, and it's something that they're doing some research on that might be something to be used in the space program. So we have an exclusion with the amendment, and I'm not sure if the committee members have a copy of that, but it excludes a research, anybody that public university and any public institution that have contracts with other people that is for the benefit of the public university or agencies like NASA. So that will exclude of them from their research and manufacturing of that.
Okay. So next week, we will have a vote, and then you see the amendment that will come next week. All right. At this time, we'll do our public hearing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We have three that would like to speak, two in opposition, one in support. Justin Colbeck. Now, we have these three, so I would ask keep it 3 to 4 minutes. At 4 minutes, we'll shut down. We'll give you our timekeeper will give you a time to, it's over.
I'll look for that hook.
Okay, thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Thank you for the opportunity and the time to speak with you all today. My name is Justin Colbeck. I'm the CEO and co-founder of WildType, a small business working to create a new source of clean American seafood made right here within the borders of this nation. And I'd like to speak about some of the unintended consequences of this ban. I know the intent is to protect Alabama's ranchers and farmers, which I think we should do, and we need to take care of them. But this ban will also inhibit the sale of cultivated seafood. Unlike chicken and beef production, where the United States is the second largest exporter globally, 80% of seafood in this country is imported from places like China. Far from protecting American jobs, banning cultivated seafood in the United States deepens our country's dependence on foreign imports from countries like China. This ban will create Chinese jobs at the expense of small American businesses like mine. Products like Wild Type also offer some important safety benefits versus conventional seafood. For example, in our safety submissions to FDA, we've shown that bacterial and heavy metals like mercury are as much as 10,000 times lower than conventional seafood. Rather than banning cultivated seafood, we'd welcome the opportunity to work with you to ensure that our products are clearly labeled in a way that helps ensure consumers don't confuse our products with conventional seafood. We want consumers to know that our products offer a different value proposition than conventional products. Finally, I'm not here to convince you all to buy our products. We have our work cut out for us, as making seafood that is as delicious and affordable as the best wild-caught seafood is difficult. However, I am here to ask the government to not take away our freedom to decide what to feed ourselves and our families. The principle of individual liberty in a free market economy are central parts of our identity as Americans, and this bill threatens those freedoms. I just wanted to mention the amendment. This is the first time I'd heard about that. So as context, NASA actually started this industry with a paper back in 2002 as an attempt to find a way to feed astronauts on long-term missions. Obviously, we can't graze cattle on Mars. The problem with cutting out only an exemption for research is that NASA is not going to be in the business of making food products. We need American companies to make these kinds of products to feed our astronauts. And this industry will die if states like Alabama make it illegal and a criminal misdemeanor for companies like mine to sell our products. I would just close by saying that governments don't have a great track record in picking winners. Please weigh the short-sighted political benefits this ban would bring against the catastrophic consequences of stripping our citizens of their rights to decide what to feed their families. Thank you again for the time, and I'd welcome any questions now, or I'd be happy to drop by your offices to talk more about how we make these products and any other questions you might have. Thanks for the time.
Thank you. Thank you. Representative Lipscomb does have a question.
Yes, sir.
In order to make this as expedient as possible, can you tell me in 100 words or less exactly what the process is to actually create a lab-grown seafood product?
Sure. So we take young, healthy cells from a fish, grow them in a nutrient broth that's not all that different from Gatorade, and combine it with plant-based products to give it structure and nutrition.
Anything else?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Representative Hall.
So presently, what is your range of service in terms of the product?
Thank you for the question. We don't yet have regulatory approval to sell our products. We've been working with food regulators for over 5 years now. There's a high bar for safety, food safety in this country, as you all know. And I think we're all thankful for that. So when we do sell a product, it'll just be salmon. That's what we're making.
Would just be samples?
Salmon, pardon me.
Oh, salmon.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Anything.
All right. In support, Stephanie Durnan.
Good morning, Chairman. Good morning, members. My name is Stephanie Durnan with Health Freedom Alabama. I'm the co-director. I would like to just echo the sentiments of Representative Crawford that our membership supports SB 23 completely. We want to know that the meat supply of Alabama is complete, whole, real, true, natural, and our membership is very concerned about lab-grown meat. Many of our members call it Frankenmeat. They want to know that they are consuming real food from real farmers. Short and sweet today. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. In opposition, Pepin Tuma.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Okay.
members of the committee. I'm Pepin Tuma. I work with the Good Food Institute. It's a 501c3 nonprofit think tank that works to advance alternative proteins in the food system. And I'm myself a proud meat eater, but I'm speaking in opposition to this ban because it, without any health or safety benefits to the public, it will both stifle innovation and weaken national security both here and in China, and in Israel. And it provides China, they're gleefully excited about the prospect of us ceding this entire industry sector to them. There's the real issue that we're looking at here is that when it comes to food, by 2050, we have, if you dedicated the entire North and South American landmass to developing food production, developing meat production, you don't have enough land. What we need is an ability to be able to produce by 2050 the expected increase in demand in food. And so this is where cultivated meat steps in. I'm not asking you to like cultivated meat or to even try it, but it's an option. It should be an option for those who do. That the government shouldn't shut down an entire nascent industry based upon this notion that there are some health or safety issues that haven't been addressed, because these issues have been addressed. The USDA, the FDA have looked at these very closely. The USDA, the same exact USDA that looks at traditional meat and conducts the exact same rigorous studies, has determined that this product is meat. And to answer a question, there's been chicken that has been approved for sale in the United States, but and they're going through the process right now with beef to allow that for sale. But I think the issue that we need to consider is that this bill would treat cultivated meat differently than traditional meat without any actual basis in the science, any actual basis in health or safety regulations. And I think the concern is that the federal government's role here in the USDA, which is tasked with examining this and coming up with regulations around health and safety, is going to be superseded by this state law. And that's where we've seen groups like NAMI, the Meat Institute, looking at these bans and saying that it's inappropriate, that you shouldn't vote for these kind of bans. The other issue I just wanted to note as I close is that this would impose an onerous requirement that no other food product is required to prove. This question of long-term health and safety, that's just not the way that we regulate food in the United States. There are plenty of foods that are not healthy for us that aren't banned. The question is, should government be the one to come in and tell us what we can or can't eat? We saw this when it came to what goes in school meals and back in the Obama administration, and the government coming in and saying, should you eat this, can't eat this? That's not the way that a free country works. We come in and what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to decide for ourselves and for our families what's best, and not have the government dictate that for us. And the research, I look forward to seeing the language on the research amendment, but I am concerned because we've seen some of the limitations of those amendments as they've been proposed in other states, and the risk that these amendments do not actually protect the land-grant universities' abilities to take advantage of the billions of dollars of private investment and the millions of dollars of increasing federal investment that's coming into this new industry. So thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it and your consideration of this issue.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Okay, next week, since we're carrying 158 over, next week we will have other bills and we will have a vote on this. So come prepared to vote with the amendment added to it, and we will make that decision. That concludes today. Remember, members, that we will be in the room next door at 3 o'clock, room 200, to okay, there could very well be a sub that will be sent to you somewhere around noontime. So if we can get it in time, but as soon as we get it, we will send it, and we will obviously have a copy here, but we want you to get it to you as soon as we have it. All right, we're dismissed. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.